What is up, just Nintendo gaming noobs and veterans alike? It's Integer here with another review for just Nintendo gaming. I almost said just VR gaming, because that's the other channel. And we're talking about Mario Kart World, the launch title, and the phone going off, the launch title for Nintendo Switch 2. So what can you say about this game? It's an interesting one because when I think of games like this, for me, I'm saying to myself, is this a launch title? And it depends on if you're the kind of person that likes your Forzas and your kart games, I suppose, and all that kind of thing. And what's kind of a weird paradox with this game as well is the fact that, with the Nintendo systems, that the fact that you don't have even achievements as well. For me, I know a lot of people don't care about it, but it feels kind of like there's a disconnect between what you do that's optional and just versus winning a match online, say, or, you know, against a friend or a family member or even strangers or what have you. That is where the main joy of the game comes in. What's interesting is they've added a few different things in this game. I don't think you're able to grind rails, and there's a lot of elements of it. This game now, it's like turns into almost Tony Hawk in some ways, where you're grinding these rails and collecting items and so forth. And the free roam mode itself allows you to do exactly as you maybe can see behind me, depending on what shot you're watching. You can go and collect kind of different items in the world, coins, there's question marks that give you stickers, as well as these big coins as well give you stickers, and these food things that give you outfits for your different characters. So you could pick each character, get these food items, and essentially unlock new outfits for them and so forth. So I guess the incentive really is for cosmetics mainly, as the stickers are used in the menu system in your online, so people can see what stickers that you've got attached to you, and it's on your actual bike or cart as well, which I think we can see it here actually. Have I looked on my sticker? Don't see it on this. Yeah, there it is on the front there, I think. On the side there, it's very tiny on this bike, this rubber bike. But doing that, like I said, enables you to unlock all these different things. Obviously playing the game itself, whether online, offline, doing races, collecting coins in the free roam and in the matches themselves and so forth, will unlock you characters. And I just realized I was blocking the sticker there, but it's very, very tiny, literally just there. It depends on what you're actually racing with and so forth. Obviously the stickers will be bigger depending on the design of the thing that you're riding. So you can unlock the carts, you can unlock characters, and you can unlock stickers, and you can do that through, like I said, multiplayer, through battling, through just driving, collecting coins, and playing in multiplayer. Now, I think that obviously the best part of the game is the playing with friends and family and playing online. I hit someone. Ah, come on, you stupid thing. Oh, that was a waste. I didn't mean to use that there. What the hell am I now? Again. Oh. Online can take about up to like 5 minutes to get into a lobby. Once you're in the lobby though, going from next game to next game to next game is quick and smooth. What I haven't seen and don't think you can do is have an actual full tournament online, which would have been cool, that you can have with the cups and so forth. I haven't seen that unless I missed it. That would have been a cool thing. You also have a kind of what I call the Battle Royale mode, where you do a knockout thing where it's like you have to come higher and higher up in the ranking system, otherwise you're knocked out. So almost like imagine a ring in Battle Royale games with guns, where the ring gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and teams get smaller and smaller, except for your solo and it gets smaller and smaller. And I actually managed to win at first try of doing this mode, the knockout mode thing. And I think it's because, for me, when you're going full blown, I think it's 24 players, 24, 27, one of them, 24 players I think it is. When you're going full blown 24 versus in this game, it's a bit crazy and it feels a little bit random as to whether you win or not, depending on who gets what, especially if someone gets that electricity thing and what have you. It can really turn the game upside down. And I found that most of the time, because of that, best I've got in the 24 player all for one mode has been 5th place with a couple of hours of play, or less than 2 hours of play, but also adding on to the hours when I played with my sister, so it's probably about 6 hours altogether now. And yeah, I found that it's difficult to get a win with that unless you've got all the techniques and all the skills and stuff like that. I find it harder to get anything above an average of like half in the group. Now the good thing about knockout mode is that if you can keep in half in the group and you're not really getting last in the group, then that allows you to go and begin building as the roster gets smaller and smaller and smaller. it starts to get easier and easier and easier, and it almost goes to traditional Mario Kart competitive size. So it's an interesting mode, and might be a mode that you want to go with if you struggle to get top 3 finish in the normal now 24 player mode that you have, which is great fun, keeps it very busy and antic and what have you, antic-y, but if that's a word, but it does mean that it's much more likely that it feels a bit RNG in the wins. People that are experts will tell you otherwise, obviously, but for me, playing online for the first time, that's how I experienced it. I've been using an Ethernet connection for the gameplay, so it's been smooth as butter, no lag once, even seemingly playing with people from Japan and whatever, which is great. Haven't seen any lag or what have you, so that works great. Like I said, once you're connected and in lobbies, gameplay is quick, and you get into a next game within a few seconds to a few minutes, well, less than a few minutes, like within 60 seconds or so, you're into next game. Get a lot of varied map selection and what have you. There's loads of maps in there. I don't know how many, but we are constantly playing new maps, which is great. People don't seem to be griefing and picking the same map over and over, which is great at the moment. And you can do little messages that can pop up, fixed messages, almost like a Souls-like. And so there's no griefing or what have you. And obviously, I think chats will only be if you're with friends. I wasn't able to test the camera because I need people in the friends list for that, but that's an option when you're starting the game. So I can't speak as to whether when you're watching other friends or what have you, if it's laggy or not. When they showed the demonstration, the bottom part was laggy of the previews of your friends playing the game or what have you versus the actual gameplay itself. So I'm guessing that's still the case here. So overall, the game looks fantastic. I guess Nintendo's games always look fantastic on their machines, but it's especially vibrant and beautiful looking in HDR. And I'd highly recommend that you play this in HDR if you haven't and get the experience to do it. With the 4K, it looks fantastic, runs really smooth, really nice. Obviously, you have a lot more verticality if it wasn't a thing in previous games where you can do this rail grinding and so forth. So that's a thing that can add a little tactical nuance to things. Loads of power-ups, and all the information is available if you want to see it within the menu of the game of what each power-up does, so you can learn how to play pretty easily and not feel too left out and what have you. Loads of characters, loads of cars and karts and bikes, loads of everything. But like I said, that's probably the problem in the way that you don't feel any rage in this game, because there isn't really anything that feels outside of winning, kind of like challenging, if that makes sense. Everything is very calm and very cool. There's no permanent achievements, and the free roam itself is cool, you know, like, so you can get all these stickers and all these carts and all this stuff like that, but it's got to be a thing that you're into. You got to be wanting to explore the world like that. You can explore with friends, that will be more fun for sure, and you'll be going around, you know, looking at the vibrancy of the world, and it get you to learn the maps at the same time as well. Find maybe certain areas, shortcuts, like I say, find the secrets, the question marks, the coins, and just kind of take it in and chill out. As you can see, there's crazy stuff going on in the background here. So it's triumphant in that way as well. But the meat is still the actual, you know, core gameplay. Battle mode, I tried that as well. The only thing with battle mode I didn't like is that you don't get to select the sub game. I got 2 sub games. I know there's more. There's one where you collect the coins, and the other was where you battle to get balloons, and you have like 5 balloons. You can take 5 hits each, and whoever has the most proverbial, you know, not kills per se, but you know what I mean, does the most damage is the winner by the time the clock runs out. That was my more favored mode, but I only got to do it once. After that, I kept getting the coin mode, and that's a kind of a frustration that you can't actually pick the battle mode that you want to do. And I guess that's the real battle royale compared to the 24 down to 1 race that I won, which was the only one that I won. So I mean, I think that's probably more the real battle royale mode, the actual battle fire and battle mode and what have you, where you collect the pickups, question mark pickups, and do your damage and what have you, hopefully. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, as it is always the case with Mario Kart. This is the best looking one, and there's a lot of new stuff in there. And if you like the sound of the things that I've said exactly as it is, and you care about collecting all the different carts and unlocking all the stickers and collecting all the coins, it's going to be a fantastic pickup and a fantastic launch game for you. If you're like me and you kind of feel like Mario Kart is more of a game that you play every now and then with friends or online, and it's not something that you would main or you would, like, you know, do as your kind of life game, or a game that you necessarily expect to get 60 hours within its first week or anything like that, or more over time, then it's a little bit more of a considered purchase. Is it the price that it's meant to be as far as the new prices that Nintendo's throwing at us? I think that this pricing is probably going to be the thing with AAA gaming, because it cost them so many years and so much money to make these things now. So like it or not, it's probably what they've got to give. I mean, it's okay to do the, you know, obscure type games, but those games are not costing 200 million. And if you want those games with the perfect lip sync and the perfect visuals and the rest of it, even Nintendo style, it costs a lot more money, it costs a lot more time. And so it's probably going to be the way the games go, and you're just going to have to just buy less or wait till there's a discount. And discount will just be normal price now. So I don't necessarily saying I like the price, but I don't like the layoffs. And I prefer that it be a higher price and you just decide whether you want to buy it or not, and then the market speaks, rather than to see layoffs and layoffs and layoffs that all the other places are having at doing these 100 million, 200 million costing games. And then, you know, it's been 4 or 5 years on and laying everyone off, even when they haven't done anything wrong, even when they haven't had a flop, as has been the case with Xbox and Microsoft, you know, trying to be the good guys, but obviously not doing what needs to be done and ending up shutting down studios for fun. So whatever you say about Nintendo, they're not doing that. I think they put the wages up of their staff rather than laid off anybody. So it's either they be the enemy and keep their staff happy and keep people employed, or they be the good guys for everyone as far as costs concerned, and then end up laying people off. I don't know if that's the case or not, if that would be the case or not, but that's what seems to be the situation. And for me, I wouldn't buy it straight at that price because I'm not like a racing game guy like that. So it wouldn't be a main for me. I'm more like RPGs and platformers, and all the kind of like mainline Metroids and the Marios and the Zeldas and so forth are more my kind of like focus area. I mean, even, you know, the main, did I say Mario already and all that kind of stuff would be my mainland type thing. Donkey Kong I'm looking forward to and so forth. That would be my mainland thing for the price of the game that it is. In saying that though, it's kind of like a 2 different rating score depending on which place you sit, as I said already. If you're sitting on the side of you like all those things I mentioned, and this is easily like a 8.5 to 9 out of 10 game for you. I think for me, sitting more in the middle, considering the price and everything as well, as a launch game and the fun value wise, I think I'd probably give it a very strong kind of like 8 out of 10 after playing everything, you know, 8 out of 10 I would say roughly. If I was purchasing it direct or what have you, probably more like a 7, because that'd be a bit rough, because I don't think I'll play it enough to justify the what is it, £70, £65, £70 right now, you know. But it is fun at its core. There's a lot to do in there, and it's, if you're interested in doing the things that you get to do in there in the first place, then there's a lot of value there. If you're like me, a little bit like, you know, would I buy this as a launch game if I had the choice? Probably not. If there was a choice between the Donkey Kong game as a launch title on the release date and Mario Kart in a bundle, I would have gone with anything else other than Mario Kart. Not because it's a bad game, but because I'm not a racing car type guy, despite the fact that I've got things like and fascinations with things and flirt with things like Gran Turismo and Forza and even this. But like for a mainland, it'd be like, I'm not sure about that. So, you know, more like RPGs and immersive sims and so forth and things like that. So for me, a very strong 8 out of 10 to just be fair in terms of just the fun and everything else. And, you know, that I'll still try and get my money's worth out of it on my view. And I still always enjoy Mario Kart. And I think that's a good fair score. If I was buying it direct, like I said, individually, it'd be probably lower, like 7, 7.5 at that point. But if you absolutely love all the content in it, it's going to be like a 8.5 to 9 out of 10 game for you. But for me, I'm going to sit in the middle at 8. So that's my Mario Kart World review. Lots of fun, but pricey, but perfect for the right person. And there'll be more video on the screen. Thank you for subscribing. If you want more content from just Nintendo gaming like this, it helps me to make more content for free just like this and unlock other features on platforms like YouTube. Thank you for subscribing on the YouTubes. Thank you for liking the video, and go and watch something else. Now I'm gonna go sleep because it's really late. It's like 4:30 a.m. Sheesh.